Hello Hardchill, today we will be looking at how to use a calculator and more specifically how to input powers and roots into a calculator. Your keywords for this lesson are calculator, power, square, square root and fractions. Okay, so first thing we're going to be looking at is how do we input powers into a calculator. So say for instance I want to know the value of 12 squared. Now for our squared calculations, there is a button specifically for that. Now if you look on the calculator, there's a button here that says x squared on it. Now if we were to click that, that allows us to input any number and then raise it to the power of 2, i.e. square it. So if I just input 12 into there, 12 squared, I get the answer 144. Okay, say for instance I want to try another number squared, I'll try 15 squared. I would just simply press the x squared button, put 15 in, and it will square it and give me the answer 225. Now, if I say I didn't want to square a number, but I wanted to raise it to a different power, there is also a button for that. Now that is just next to the x squared button and it's x with a blank box above it. That will allow us now to input any number as a power. So say for instance I want to now know 13, but this time to the power of 4. So I click this button, the x with a square next to it, and I input the number 13. Now if I want to access the power of it, I need to press the side button, and that will allow me now to input a number for the power. So for instance I want 13 to the power of 4, I'll just input 4 and press equals and it gives me that answer. Okay, and we'll just try another one. So for instance I want to know 10 to the power of 3 and what that equals. So because it's not a square, it's a different power, I'll use this x power button, click that, 10 as the number, and I want it raised to the power of 3 this time, and the answer is 1000. Okay, so now we are going to have some practice at that. So please have a go at the following questions. Off you go. Okay, brilliant. The answers for those questions are here if you want to mark your work. Fantastic. Moving on. Now we are going to look at how we input roots into our calculator. Okay? So, inputting roots. So say for instance I want to know what the square root of 36 is. And I want to input that on my calculator. So now if you look at the calculator, there is a square root button. It's a root with a blank, with a little square underneath it. Now if I click that, that allows me, as you can see there's a square root and there's a blank square next to it. That allows me to input the number I want, so 36, press equals, and the answer is 6. Now be careful, this is only for square rooting. So for instance if I want to try another number, square root of 100, just press the root button and I input 100 and that will give me 10. Now this works fine for square roots. However, what if I wanted to find, say for instance, the cube root, the fourth root, the fifth root? Now I would have to use another number. So let's say we are interested in the cube root of 27. Now, if you look very closely on the calculator, there is just above the X power button, there is a little yellow sign which allows us to input a root, to find out any root of a number, but we would have to press shift in order to access that. So if we press shift and then the X power button, that will bring me up the option of inputting a root of a number. So say for instance we want to work out the cube root of 27, I'll put 3 there. That's the cube root, and if I want to access the root, I will just press side, and now that will allow me to input the number 27 and equals 3. Okay, we'll try something else. What if I wanted to work out the fourth root of something? So for instance the fourth root of 786. Okay, so this time it's not the square root, so I can't use that one. So I'm going to have to press Shift and the X power button. That brings me up that. I will want the fourth root, so number 4 will go there. I will then press side, which will allow me to enter 786. And we get a long decimal answer, which is, let's write that down, 5.294874081. Okay, brilliant. Now there's some questions for you to have a go at. Calculate each of the following. Okay, brilliant. And the answers for this are as follows. Okay, fantastic. Moving on. Now, the final thing we're going to look at in this lesson is calculations involving powers and roots. Now, we've got a combination of both, and we've got more than one kind of calculation going on at a time. So, for instance, I want to know the square root of 36, take away 5.5. So, I get my calculator. Square root button is here. And inputting 36. Now, if I want to carry on the calculation, I can't just simply press take away straight away, because the calculator does not know that we have finished with our square rooting. So we must press the side button in order to tell the calculator we are moving on, we no longer want a square root. So then we press minus, and then we input our 5.5. And we get the answer a half. Okay, let's try that with this calculation over here. I've got 10.2 squared. So remember, we've got our power button, our square button, sorry. So then we've got there 10.2, and all of that is being squared. Now, I want to move on now and add. So I will have to press side, side again, and side again. This now lets me leave the whole of 10.2 squared and move on. And now I can press the add button. Okay, and now I want to know the cube root. So remember, when we want to find the root of any number, we have to use Shift and press the X power button, and that allows me to input 3 as the root, and the number we are cube rooting is 27, and the answer is as follows, 107.04. Fantastic. Now for your task, you have the following questions. Now if you are in set 1 to 3, please complete 2 amber questions and 2 green questions, and if you are in sets 4 to 6, please complete 2 red questions and 2 amber questions. You will need to upload a picture of your solutions to class charts. Just write out, if your answer is a decimal, write out the full decimal answer. Thank you.